Well, hello everybody again. I seem to be on a roll here. It's just me overthinking, but I want to talk about man has fallen. Not just in the beginning, they keep falling. They keep making the same mistakes. This is what I'm saying about man has fallen, right? Whether it's from a woman, from a government, from a religion, from a corporation, from the police, you name it, right? Man has fallen. Literally, fallen. They don't care about each other anymore. They don't talk about bolstering men up anymore. This is not about God's standards anymore, right? Self, self, self. Selfie, selfie. You little selfish fuckers out there. In a way, I'm happy, but in a way, I'm not. Because society, man in general, has fallen, and it's sad. But in order not to go too sad, you have to laugh about it because you either cry or you laugh. One of the two, right? So when it comes to society, people, men in general, women in general, because that's what makes up the world, by the way, right? Men and women, the world has fallen. Satan's done a right fuck up job. He's done a good job at it too. He's done a really good job at it, right? He's turned a lot of people away from God. Satan has. Look, I see mankind as a victim in a way. Mankind. I see it a victim of Satan's pride. But you got to understand, you're not fighting against flesh and blood. These people are in the same boat as everybody else, right? Everyone's in the same boat, right? There's no, there's no outsiders. Except people who understand you need to step outside the boat and do it alone, right? I understand that man is beyond redemption, right? Well, not all mankind is beyond redemption. Some are beyond redemption, right? So when you look at mankind and how they've first fallen, and then you look at it now in this 2026, wow, wow, it's like before the flood. Hardly any decent people anymore, because the world's been corrupted by lawyers, doctors, governments, religions, corporations, right? I'm gonna keep saying it, like it, people like it or not. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't give a fuck. You can fuck off. Don't give a shit, right? Fuck off if you don't like it, right? You don't need to subscribe. You don't need to. You see, this is what I'm thinking now in my head. All the subscribers I've got, it's only 48. It's only 48. Yeah, but only one communicates with me. One out of 48. Never mind millions that follow these people on YouTube. Millions upon millions of people. Thousands, whatever subscriptions they've got. I have one. One. Understanding what I'm saying, right? And out my 48, the rest don't even communicate. I find it so funny that you can subscribe to a person, but yet not communicate. No, I'm beginning to think there may be one or two out of them 48. Not and the guy who gives me a like and listens. MD. I'm talking to you, man. Yes, MD. You're the only one that listens, right? Hey, one. God wants quality, not quantity. Quality, quality, right? Not quantity. Why do you think companies have quality control? Because they profess I worked in a food factory, don't get me wrong, I have, right? Packing meat. It's not all what it's cracked up to be. And this is what I'm saying about quality difference to the common person who don't give a shit. They just see it as a job. For me, I didn't at the time. And I dropped some meat on the floor. Do you know what they asked me to do? They asked me to put it back in the fucking packet after it dropped on the floor. I said, "You what? You want me to put that back in the bag? What happened to your quality control? In fact, what happened to the quality of your fucking workers and staff and management? What happened to the quality?" It went downhill. Could you just told me to put that fucking piece of meat in that packet that already dropped on the floor? Same with the scraps. At the end of the day, when you bag them, the scraps. Right? I can tell you which food place does it, but then I'll get done for. Oh, I'm targeting a company. No, quality, not quantity. Quality, right? There's a difference. You can pump as much fucking meat out as you want, but if there's no quality, what's the point? You become a bog standard meat production. That's all, right? No quality in there, right? This is why God's picky. God is picky. He's very, very picky. You know why? Because he wants quality, not quantity, right? In other words, what I'm trying to say is that God sees the corruption in the world, but he'll back up somebody that'll speak for truth, morals, principles, ethics, quality, not quantity. Because there's many religions out there that profess to be the true religion and loving and kind, but they cover up pederasty and paedophilia, right? And yet, when someone stands up to it, they get the channel censored, they get it demonetized, which I don't give a shit about anyway. You know why? Because it's not about supplying YouTube with money. This is about speaking truth, right? They like it or fucking not, right? Quality, not quantity, right? Quantity drives money, yes, but the quality of that money degrades, right? Degrades because it's all compromised, fuckers, right? YouTube fuckers. Begging, please subscribe. Why do you need to ask someone to subscribe? If they believe what you believe and they know what you're saying is right, quality instead of quantity, they're going to subscribe anyway. They're going to listen anyway. This is why God sifts the wheat from the chaff, right? And the chaff is going to be burnt away unquenchably, like Apostle John said, right? Well, John that came before Jesus, that paved the way, John the Baptist, right? He told them it's going to be burned up like an unquenchable thirst, right? The chaff, the quantity, not the quality, the quantity. Would you burn quality? Your produce? Would you burn it? The quality? and keep the chaff? No, you get rid of the chaff and you keep the wheat, the quality. Right? Understand that? This is why man has fallen, because they think about quantity instead of quality, right? In people, the quality in people. You look at the quantity, you're just a servant. You go to work, you earn a living, you make some fucker else rich, i.e. the elites, because it all goes back to the elites. All the money goes upwards, not downwards. It goes upwards, not downwards. Understand that? Money goes upwards, not downwards, with the elite pyramid, right? Because the whole system is a Ponzi scheme. All of it, every bit of it, everything in this world is a Ponzi scheme. And it's run by the elites, the top of the pyramid. And the money flows upwards, not downwards to the poor. It gets sifted from the poor to make the rich richer. Because they're a bunch of shallow, chaff motherfuckers. Chaff. They're not quality. Right? They're not quality. Even their quantity, because they're singular, in a way, they're singular. They're a ruler on their own. They're calling the shots. It's not quality because it's corrupted. Right? They didn't give two shits about you lot. And I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at you because you'll still have the nerve to say that I'm lying. You still have the nerve to say I'm lying. And I know I'm not. And you know I'm not. Right? The people that are calling me liars know I'm not lying. That's how shallow in quality they are. They have no qualities in them, no morals, no principles and ethics. They're just chaff. The chaff, right? The waste. Because they ain't got the balls to call out what's right is right and call out what wrong is wrong, right? When you call out what's right, you praise someone. You give them, hey, kudos, man, you did what was right. That's what's right. But the people who are doing what's wrong, trying to virtue signal when they've not got a moral bone in their fucking body, right? They've not got a moral bone in their fucking body. Not one little fucking chaff of morals, right? And yet they have the nerve to point the finger at fucking decent, honest, God loving people, right? That's how hypocritical they are. They know they're doing what's wrong. They continue to do what's wrong because they love doing what's wrong, right? The difference in the heart condition, right? You gotta understand this. In order to rule a fucking kingdom, you have to be a narcissist, psychopath, sociopath. So don't give a fuck about what your fucking rank and file, your subjects think, right? They don't give a fuck. Look at Sausage Fingers, by the way. Mr. Sausage Fingers. I'm not going to say his name, but everyone knows the reference, Sausage Fingers, right? He's not got a moral bone in his fucking body. Not one moral bone in his body. But yet, he rules a kingdom. Fuck off with that shit. Quality, not quantity, right? Quantity of sin you're doing, fuckers. And then you fucking say that you're religious and that you're the Church of England. Fuck off with that shit. Fuck off with that shit. Right? Sausage fingers. Fuck off with that shit. Right? Because you're not leading by example. Because your example is corrupt. Right? It's not leading by good example. It's leading through bad example. Right? Yeah, I'll call him out. I'll call him out. Because guess what? I only have one king, and he's called Jesus. Not King Charles. He's called King Jesus. Right? his kingship outstrips your kingship because you're an imperfect man. You're an imperfect man, right, king? You're an imperfect man, like me, like any fucker else, sausage fingers, like everybody else, sausage fingers, right? You'll still die like me. You have a shit like me. You have a piss like me. You cry like me. You get down and happy like me, right? You're no fucking different. It's just you've got your privilege from the past. Fuck off. Remember who your kingship comes from. From God. And guess what? You're abusing it. You're abusing it. Right? You're abusing that authority, sausage fingers. You're abusing it. I don't care if you're a king or not. King David, still, he did advice from humble people like prophets, right? I'm not a prophet. I'm not saying I am, right? I'm just giving an example. Kings listened, but now they don't. Now they don't. Because they're too busy dabbling in fucking shit through the Epstein files and all this shit, and yet you still don't hold your brother accountable. You still don't make sure that your brother is accountable for what he's done. Now, if it were my brother, my son, whatever, I would have still held accountable. Look, you go to fucking prison, you little shit. At the end of the day, you committed a crime. You go to prison. Humble yourself, take your medicine, go to prison. That doesn't work for the elites because they think they're untouchable. But guess what? They're not untouchable by Jesus Christ, I'll tell you that now. And he's supposed to be the ruler of England, right? Church of England. And yet at the end of the day, he doesn't lay down his authority and stopping things, right? He goes along with it because he's been bought out. He's not the real king. He doesn't rule this country, right? Other people run this country, not him, right? Let's get it right. Because if he really had some power, he'd stop the shit that's going on. But he won't. Because he's a sausage finger pedophile motherfucker, just like his brother. And the Queen knew. The Queen knew. The Queen knew about it, and she didn't say fuck all. Right? She knew for decades that Jimmy Savile were coming into their vicinity, and they didn't do fuck all. They didn't do nothing. Because they don't rule. They don't really rule. They're just puppets. The people above them rule, right? There is people above the king and queen, right? There is. Mark my words, there is. They're just puppets. That's why he can't do nothing. This is why he has to do as he's told. Sausage fingers has to do as he's told, right? Otherwise, they'll just get rid of the monarchy, just like America did. They'll just get rid of them. They'll think, oh, fuck it, you're not doing as you're told. It's just an institution. It's false. It's all show. It's all facade, right? Doesn't describe the people inside them. The people inside them. King Charles, the Queen, me, anybody else. It doesn't describe. It's just a name. King, title. Charles is just a name. What describes them inside their hearts? What describes them? The heart reveals everything. The heart reveals everything because it motivates actions. The heart does. And if your conscience is seared, them actions from your heart is going to be corrupt because your conscience is dead. Sausage fingers, your conscience is dead. You are condemned. I'm pretty sure of that. Right? You're condemned. Because you ain't got the balls to call it out. Because you're too inbred anyway. You're too inbred. All them cousins and aunties and uncles inbreeding. You're inbred, man. Why would I worship a king or even give a king any kind of justification when they're fucking inbred anyway. It's not as if they're fucking natural born in a kind of way of mixed blood. You know what I mean? It's not treason. It's not treason because you're looking inside the person. Fuck their headship. Fuck the kingship. Let's look inside them. The heart condition. The mind. The heart and mind. Go on, condemn me. Condemn me. Condemn me. Go on, condemn me for saying what I'm saying. Because I'm saying let's look inside them. Not the kingship. Anyone can be a king. Anyone. It's the heart condition determines whether a good king or a bad king, right? Just like the Roman rulers. Good king, good ruler, bad ruler, right? Heart condition. Have they got morals, principles, and ethics? That they keep professing they have, by the way. Well, they didn't stop Andrew, did they? They didn't stop Jimmy Savile coming in, messing with Diana and all this shit. Mentally. They're full of shit. Because they're corrupt, just like any other government, any ruler, any cooperation, just as corrupt, right? Not a moral, ethical, born in their bodies, right? Because they don't want their money taken away from them. Oh no, I have to do as I'm told. Because that means all my property's going to get took away. All my money's going to get took away. All my fame's going to get took away. All my authority is going to get took away. Well, the authority wasn't yours in the first place. Because the devil, your father, owns the authority on this earth. But when it comes to God, the life giver, right? The life giver, the living God, not the dead God that rules the world, because Satan is the God of the dead, and God in heaven is the God of the living, right? There's a difference. Why do you think the living God, right? Why do you think people say it? And the devil worshipping fuckers turn around and say, "Oh, the God of the dead." It's all about dying, skeletons, skulls, this, that, and the other, right? Open your minds, fuckers out there. Open your minds, please. Man has fallen. And you won't get yourself, you won't get saved through Satan, I'll tell you that now. Because he's the God of the dead. He wants you to die. He wants to take you with him because he knows he's going to die eventually, right? Wiped out permanently. Why do you think he's called the God of the dead? Hades, God of the dead. But yeah, God above, the only true God, the life giver, right? The person that speaks truth doesn't lead you to death, it leads you to life, right? Massive contrast to the God of the dead, right? Gets everyone to sin, so there's no forgiveness of sins no more. And then you're dead forever, right? He don't give a shit about you. Only God gives a shit about you, right? Anyway, I'm coming up to 25 minutes now, so I'm going to go now. So you guys have a good one. God bless you. Take care. May God bless you, I should say. Not God bless you. May God bless you. And take care.